Hey friends, we're late today. Had a lot going on this week. Today I get a brand new fridge and I'm so excited. Our fridge has been broken, leaking everywhere. Went to Home Depot, got a sweet Black Friday sale, and our brand new fridge is on its way. Of course, like everything else, if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll want a glass of milk. So my husband had to remove our fridge, saw that the valve that was coming out of the wall was super corroded, so had to cut out our drywall, replace the valve. He's in a bad mood. It's been a morning, so I'm here now. I forgot my computer at home, had to go all the way back, come back here, but we're here, and we're going to talk about getting your mind right. Now, I am not what you would call a woo-woo person. Definitely, I'm spiritual, have my faith, but never really put a lot into the kind of like cosmic woo stuff before this year. And it's not that I'm super woo-woo now either, but I do believe that throughout the things that I've listened to and the things that I've read, I do believe in learning from other people and learning from their mistakes and lessons and applying them to my life and seeing how they work. Excuse me. So this year, I think a big key word that kept coming up in everything that I've listened to or read was mindset. Sorry, I need a drink of water. This is wild. Anyway, so getting your mind to a place that would affect everything in your life. Now, not a scientist, read plenty of articles, but couldn't articulate the scientific way this works. But I do absolutely believe that what happens in your mind affects your emotions, which affects your actions, which affects your whole life. So I believe your emotions affect decisions, and decisions affect your actions, all of that. So if we can get a hold of our minds, if we can get a hold of our thoughts, we can get a hold of our feelings, we can get a hold of the things that we're going to decide to do every day, which makes a huge impact little bit by little bit. If you can hear a common theme in the things that I'm sharing every morning, it's that little things add up to big things. Baby steps add up to big leaps and bounds. So tackling your mindset, getting control of what you think about every day, can absolutely affect everything in your entire world. Not just yours, but everyone around you, your clients, your colleagues, people around you, your family, your everyone, just literally everyone. Even me now, if I were to sit home and be annoyed and angry about the whole crazy morning, I wouldn't show up here and you might miss something and that might affect your day. And it's just a giant domino effect, right? So we want to make sure that we're being intentional with not only our actions every day, but our thoughts as well. And actually the most important is our thoughts. A lot of different resources I can give you, but the one thing I will say is I have started this year to dig deeper into meditation. And meditation is very hard. It's very difficult. If you've ever tried to meditate and you've never done it before, what happens is you sit down, you put some headphones in, you start listening to a meditation app, and your mind goes crazy. It goes haywire. Mine thinks of 5 different business ideas, 3 different things that I didn't get done, something that someone needs me for. I hear the dog barking. I hear this and that. It's so hard. It's the worst. And so this year, someone at Thrive invited me to like a sunrise ceremony in, I think it was like early summer. I was like, sure, why not? I'll come. It'll be fun. We had like journaling, and you wait for the sun to come up and you do meditation. And the lady that was guiding the meditation, we sit down, and I was just being funny, like making a joke. Like I had my coffee because we were outside and it was a little chilly in the morning. We come in and I'm like, am I allowed to meditate with coffee? Is it okay if I drink coffee? And she just kind of laughed and she's like, sure, whatever. Like meditation, anything goes. You can make it what you want. And I was like, I'm just like really bad at meditating. She's like, how long have you been doing it? And I said, I've never really done it. She's like, of course you're bad at it. No one's good at it the first time. It's a practice. And if you approach it like a practice, then you never have to worry about being good or bad. It's just, it is. And that was like, I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's true. And then she's like, it's kind of like yoga. Have you ever done yoga? To me. And I was like, of course I've done yoga. I've been doing yoga on and off for like a decade, you know? I first got into yoga when I was pregnant with my first kid and I was stuck at home with her. And I didn't feel very good. And I discovered, this was literally like 14 years ago, I discovered podcasts. Because back in the day, it was just iTunes and they had podcasts. And there was a podcast called 20-Minute Yoga Sessions because I was like, I cannot sit through longer than 20 minutes of yoga. It's just so boring. So I would listen to these 20-minute sessions and I would follow along what they're doing in my mat at home, looking stupid because I'd never done yoga before. But I noticed that every day I would do it consistently. I'd get better and better. And then I could do like a downward dog without feeling like I was going to fall over. I could do a tree stand with my leg against my knee and not fall over. Because the more practice you get, the more often you do something, the less bad you are. The easier things are if you stay consistent with it. But I would also notice that if I didn't do it for a month, 2 months, when I went back to do it again, it was super hard. It was like maybe not starting at square one, but it was definitely starting at square like 3 when I could have started at square 10 if I kept continuously doing it. So the idea of something being a practice, I find, is very applicable in almost everything in our lives. Everything is a practice. The more often and consistent and more effort we put into things for a long-term amount of time, the better we tend to get with it. And if we stop doing it, this inertia starts happening and we get worse. We get bad again and have to start all the way over. But if we think about things that are going to happen for the rest of our lives, I will have to control my mindset for the rest of my life. I will probably try to do yoga for the rest of my life and keep myself flexible, keep myself healthy, because it's a great way to do that. I don't have to worry about being bad right now. All I have to do is know, how can I push this boulder up a little bit further tomorrow and do it in a better way. That analogy came from a podcast I listened to just like last week with the founder of Milk Bar in New York, Christina Tosi. And she had this analogy. Someone asked her, like, okay, you were working in a kitchen for like 3 years, head down, prepping food literally every day. That's like all you did, the same thing over and over and over every single day. You barely had time to sleep and eat. They'd get out of the restaurant at 3 a.m. They'd have to be back at the restaurant by like 10 a.m. They had like a 7 gap to like go home, sleep, clean up, and then come right back to where they worked every day for 3 years. And the guy asked her, he's like, was that really hard? Like, were you ever like bummed about it or overwhelmed or stressed or what? She's like, no, I was just so consumed by doing just everything I was doing a little bit better tomorrow. I was always like, how could I be faster? How can I make things cleaner? How can I make this just that much better? How can I push this boulder up tomorrow, reposition myself so it's easier, or we get a little bit more traction? And I thought that was so profound, right? Like when you're doing a practice for the long term and you're in it for the long haul and you love what you're doing, you might not love meditation right now, but after you do it for a while, you will find a little bit, you'll notice that it helps, right? You'll find that joy in the fact that it's helping you. I have not been good at meditating this week. Actually, in the last probably couple of weeks, maybe all of November, this has been an incredibly busy month for me. I'm trying to prep for the holidays, so I'm trying to get ahead of client work. I have a whole bunch of new clients coming and asking for some stuff. I have my current clients asking for new things. So I've been trying to push till this holiday season comes so I can spend that time with my family and not be worried and stressed about my clients, right? Because my clients don't want me to be stressed either, right? We all just want to do the best we can for everybody. So I'm trying to, in this time before I do take off for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I really want to perform and do my best for everybody, but there's a lot going on. So I've been waking up early. Plus, man, I have my own stuff going on, that I have new ideas and new things that I'm finding and experimenting. So I have this like excited energy about me this month that I hadn't had for a couple of months. So I'm waking up at 4 a.m. without my alarm, digging into stuff, doing research, and I'm really excited, but I'm missing out on my slowing down, on my meditation, on that daily practice. And I'm noticing that just in general, I have this, like, I don't even know, like, not nervous energy, because I'm not nervous, but it's absolutely like, it's just feeling like you're moving too quickly. And I can tell that I probably need to take a minute and start slowing down. So tomorrow is Saturday. I'm going to get up early, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 20-minute meditation. And I'm probably going to go haywire because I have not gone back and been consistent with it in the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but getting back into that routine, I feel better. I feel healthier. My mind feels clearer. I have more confidence knowing what I'm supposed to be doing in that day. I don't feel like I'm running behind. I'm calm and confident and collected, and I make sure I make decisions based on my priorities that I've set. So I'm getting back into it. I'm just a normal human being like everybody else here. Things get busy. Things get crazy. I'm not perfect at this routine, but I know that I'm better when I have it. So I would absolutely recommend to you, start digging into finding those things to clear your mind, to getting your mindset in a place where you routinely check in with it and you're taking control of it and not letting all these external factors affect your emotions and affect your decisions and then affect the things that you choose to do every single day. The one place I would suggest you start for meditation, because I thought this was really helpful. If you have an Apple Watch, this is on your watch. If you have a phone, then you can download it on your phone. If you just have a desktop computer, I'm sure you can just go to these websites and find them as well. But I just started with the Breathe app. There's a Breathe app on your watch that is a 1-minute timer, and you can feel it on your wrist like click, like tick off, and it tells you when to breathe in and when to breathe out. And it slows you down and it brings your heart rate down. I've definitely noticed I'm a nervous flyer, so I've had before takeoff, I've turned on my Breathe app to calm myself down, center myself, just focus on my breathing, just focus on existing where you're sitting in that moment and keep breathing and think about it. And it's absolutely just cleared my mind, cleared out any anxiety or stress that I might have had. And for that 1 minute, I'm only focused on breathing. Start there. It's an amazing place to start, and try doing it twice a day if you can. Take 2 minutes out of all the minutes you have in a day. Alexa, how many minutes are in one day?
One day is 1,440 minutes.
1,440 minutes we have, and you can take 2 of those to think about your breathing and slow it down. If you don't have an Apple Watch or you don't have that Breathe app, just search for breathing timer on any web browser or on your phone, and there's something that you can find to just help you start breathing. And if you start doing that for 2 weeks and you can be consistent and it helps, then start digging in. I love the Insight Timer app. That's on my phone. The girl that was doing meditation with me, Krista, she told me about it. And it has so many different meditations. But if you just jump into that, that might be a little bit overwhelming. Start small. 5-minute meditations that are guided, 10-minute meditations. What also might help you too, this is one more suggestion, is if you have trouble sleeping. I have the worst time trying to go to sleep at night because my brain starts to race and I get so excited. So what's helped me is there's things called sleep casts. They're like recordings or meditations of someone just softly talking or like rain falling, things that are supposed to help calm your mind and soothe you and get you into that place of falling asleep. So those are 3 different places you guys can start with getting your mindset right, getting your meditation to slow your brain down and take control of it instead of letting it control you all day. Those are my suggestions for the day. I will see you guys next Monday for the Listen and Lattes morning show. Have a great weekend, guys.